Hello everyone, welcome to another Vanguard Zombies video. Today we're going to be ranking all of the lethals from worst to best. Now this game has only been out for 25 hours and it is entirely up to Treyarch to be able to change these and change their stats, and this list is definitely subject to change in the future, so of course take it all with a grain of salt. We've only had, a few hours to use these. Starting us off at number 6, I am going to be putting the Molotov cocktail here. Now, Molotovs were pretty good in Cold War. You could set them down somewhere, and for the most part, they would do a pretty good job of clearing out that area and doing good entry denial. Well, in Vanguard, whoever designed the Molotovs in Cold War clearly got fired, because this might be one of the worst pieces of equipment I have ever seen. This definitely rivals the World at War Molotov cocktail. It is so awful, as you're going to see on the screen here. I couldn't bear to use this thing for footage. It takes so long to kill a zombie, even on super low rounds. It's not worth it. It's bad. At number 5, we have the throwing knife. Now, the throwing knife, contrary to the tomahawk, has one major flaw. Actually, two. It does not one-shot kill zombies forever. The tomahawk didn't one-shot armored zombies, but it did always one-shot standard zombies. But as you'll see here, by about round 9, the throwing knife was no longer a one-shot to the body, it had to be the head. To pile on to this already depressing situation with the throwing knife, you can't retrieve the throwing knife unless you kill the zombie. This is different than Cold War, where you could actually walk up to a zombie and hit F on his living undead body and pick the tomahawk up out of him while he was still alive. They're kind of alive, they're kind of not alive. And to make matters worse, just again, even though we are on the Modern Warfare engine, having a throwing knife does not mean that you get a fast knife melee. So yeah, really, the throwing knife isn't that good, but honestly, you can probably kill faster with this thing than with the Molotovs, so it gets number 5. At number 4, we've got the frag grenade. Now, the frag grenade isn't particularly bad. It's okay. It's alright. If I were to compare it to anything, I would compare it to the frag grenade in Black Ops 4. It's by no means a bad thing. Like, it totally works. It's just, there are definitely other things that are much better and things that you would take over the frag grenade. Obviously, since it's a frag, it's pretty basic. The only drawback I can really say is, of course, other than the cook time, it seems like the blast radius is a bit close. Anything outside of this really close blast radius just gets knocked back. And it's still great to knock stuff back, it's just not quite as good as some other grenades. Coming here to the top 3, now we've got the thermite grenade. Now, the thermite is essentially a Molotov cocktail, but if you turned it into like a Semtex, so it sticks to stuff. So you can either stick it to a floor or stick it to a zombie, and it will sit there and it will burn for, 5 to 8 seconds. For some reason, the thermite just really increases the damage, because holy hell is this much better than the Molotov. If you train up a bunch of zombies and lead them through a tight corridor and throw one of these on the ground, it definitely will take out at least like half your horde. It's pretty good. I tried using this on the boss zombies that have miniguns, and sadly it wasn't as effective as I thought. I thought perhaps it would either be pretty decent or maybe it would stun them. I thought that was a totally possible thing. It's not. It's kind of a waste if you throw it on top of one of them. But if you're going through a tight corridor, definitely drop one of these on the ground. It will help. At number 2, we have the Gammon Bomb. Now, this was a tough decision between the Thermite and the Gammon. So what the Gammon Bomb does is it's basically a Semtex, except it's an impact grenade. So it blows up on impact. The blast radius is maybe a little bit less than the frag, but you don't have to cook it. And as far as I can tell, the damage that it does immediately around it is pretty good. Using probably 2 of these, you can take out a horde pretty decently. So I think the speed to damage factor of this over the frag kind of makes it a better choice. And here at number 1, this guy wins by a landslide, the demolition charge. Oh my god. A single demolition charge can easily take out an entire horde. This thing has such a huge blast radius and tons of damage that honestly, if this game had like Flopper or some sort of immunity to explosions, and you mixed that with the Covenant that lets you keep throwing equipment, oh, that would be the most broken thing in this entire game for sure. The only drawback to the demolition charge is that it is kind of slow to blow up. It takes a couple seconds to pull out the detonator and blow it up, but honestly, the sheer explosive range and damage really just outweighs that negative whatsoever. Thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you didn't like it, go ahead and leave a dislike. And if you want to see more Vanguard Zombies videos, go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna try not to be super negative about Vanguard like everybody else is. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. You know, just be positive. Like me, I'm trying to be positive. Be positive.